I can't tell you a single game that like Sony Entertainment made themselves.
Facebook has no games they made, period. What are you talking about?
Hey,
Right?
hey,
Does Sony have any either?
you got to watch how you talk about Facebook.
No,
man.
that's not what
Yeah,
I'm
they're
saying.
watching us.
That's not what I'm saying. Sony, sure, they didn't actually make their own games. I'm saying, but they're still technically branded as Sony games. Facebook doesn't have that, except for their stupid friggin'
Now,
metaverse,
before I go off track,
which was a big
I
fail.
want to get back to Grand Theft Auto 6, but let me ask you, Kyle, since
We're stuck here now.
We're talking about the Quest.
Kyle's angry.
What do you think the future is for VR, Kyle? Let me ask you that, because I'm going to tell you, there's only certain major players right now. We got Facebook, we got PlayStation, and we got TikTok. Those are really the major players right now.
They have VR and TikTok?
Yeah,
Believe it or not,
Pico, the Pico headsets are like effectively the Oculus Quest of China, and ByteDance owns that company.
Oh wow!
No. Also Valve.
Okay.
No, Valve is a different tier because Valve is just PC VR. It's just a way to play the same thing, and also it's only for the 1%. Let's be real.
Yeah, but it's so much better than all the other.
Right. But living in a mansion to a certain extent is so much better than living in a trailer park. But that doesn't mean that it's like the gold standard of home living.
This is my feeling on it. The Gen Z, I guess, I don't know what you want to call them, not your guys' age, but people that are younger, let's say 4 or 5.
Gen Alpha, I think is what they're called.
Yeah, they're going to live in the metaverse full time. It's going to be, there's this conspiracy theory going
on. That shit.
Yeah, there's a conspiracy going around. It's going to be like, you will own nothing and you will be happy. Here's your headset. You work your virtual job online, filling up food containers or something. Nick last year did a video a very, very long time ago, where someone was working from home, stocking a store. I don't know if you remember that video, Nick. That's what's going to happen. People are going to be living in their fucking, 1-by-1 apartment rooms, wearing their, Oculus headset or, Mark Zuckerberg bullshit set, and that's what they're going to do.
Burger, excuse me.
I remind you, how slow that is. They have no sense of anything. They can't tell if they actually grab something or if they're slightly behind it and knock it over. That is not going to happen.
We're getting there, though.
Metaverse. That is also not going to happen. I'm sorry.
Here's my take.
Everybody hates that.
I know Nick wants to get off this topic, so I'll keep this short. But look, I'm maybe. But here's the thing. That Facebook, or at least their VR industry, is going to be dead in 5 years. I'm calling it. Okay. As much as I love the Quest 2, and I think the Quest Pro is going to be a great headset, Valve. Ooh, what the fuck is that noise? Who is shitting themselves? Oh, Nick died. That's what happened.
Oh shit!
Again, I'm there.
No, you're here.
You die. All we heard was.
I'm like, I'm here now. I'm actually here for once.
No. Okay. So, anyways, what I was gonna say is, look, this whole metaverse shit they're doing is gonna die off. I wanted my Quest 2 because I just wanted a way to play video games. Okay. I thought Beat Saber looked like a really fun game. I thought I would play, Fallout 4 and shit like that in VR, which is going to be a fun way to do it. But then they started going off on this whole, we're going to do the metaverse, and you're going to live in VR, and we're going to create this game that looks like it's straight out of the fucking PS1 days. And that's going to be, where people just socially...
That's what it looks like.
God, he's snapping. Hey, and I'm going to change my background, right?
There you go.
Since we're talking about VR, right? We'll keep it there. So I want
you put it on like the absolute worst VR headset.
Yeah, hold on.
That's bullshit, Kyle.
This is not the worst VR headset.
Everyone who watches this stream regularly knows I don't give a damn about PlayStation, but do not slander PSVR. That is what
the worst.
That is 40% of reason. That is a 40% reason why VR is as mainstream as it is. The other 40% goes to Facebook, and the other 20% goes to Valve.
Oh, yeah, no, I 100% Facebook.
Now,
Facebook has 80%. PlayStation VR.
So funny.
PlayStation VR is absolute garbage. Have you ever tried to use it? Have you ever tried?
I haven't.
It actually works out. It actually works really good. I've never.
You can't mod Beat Saber on the PlayStation. Yes, it makes it a worthless game compared to literally any other version. Other than it's a perfectly fine way to play VR. Otherwise, hey, I could give you a Gear VR. Is that a better way to play VR?
I would rather.
Okay, now you're just fucking with us.
Okay,
that's true. That's true. Honestly, though, I hate the PlayStation VR. It is so uncomfortable to use. It is garbage.
I have not used it. He did use it. I can't say I've used Quest. I've used the Windows mixed reality headsets. I used the Vive. I've used others. So far,
You're seriously here telling us that Windows mixed reality is better than PSVR, Kyle?
Oh, 100%. Windows mixed reality is great.
Now, hold up. I'm with Kyle on that, though, because there is some good things about Windows mixed reality headsets. They're not expensive, too expensive.
Micro Gaming Repair said the HTC. Never used it. The other headset.
Vive is a brand for consumers.
Yeah, HTC. I'm glad he mentioned that. But one thing I would say is that in the war of VR, right now we know Meta has the most money.
He's winning. It is 100% Oculus that is winning. A standalone device that works great. I completely agree with that. They are doing the best. They're making it very easy to get into. However, there's a little itty bit of issues. Okay,
they're losing a lot of money. They are.
Well, let me make a point though. Also, is that okay? If you're gonna play VR, you have really two options. You really only have two options unless you have a fuck ton of money, okay? If you have a fuck ton of money, you got three options, okay? If you're literally an average Joe who just wants to get into VR, you're going to get a Quest. So there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Unless you live in China, then you're going to get a Pico Neo. Otherwise, you're going to get an Oculus Quest. If you're an average Joe, but you also happen to own a PlayStation, you're going to get a used PSVR because you could probably get one of those, especially with the second one coming out, for like $100
Now here's the deal. Like, I got a used PS2. I'm sorry. Oh fuck. I got to use PS4 VR for my hacked PS4 to play my pirated games. You know, your boy don't pay for shit.
Yeah.
Okay, and that was my first experience with VR, and I loved it. The only problem was I got really dizzy and a lot of motion sickness.
And that's what's nice about the Quest. I don't know the refresh rate of the PSVR, but you got 120 hertz on that. That's assuming you can hold up the frame rate. That's like you're going to be fine. You're basically not going to get motion sick.
Yeah, my
PSVR
played it for 3 hours.
The PSVR was 72 frames a second, 72 hertz. That's where you're
the bare minimum.
The Oculus Quest is big 120 hertz. I'm sorry. 90% of the game that don't require anything are only 90.
Beat Saber is the most popular game on the Quest by far. Beat Saber is 120 hertz.
No, Beat Saber is limited to 90. You have to have a mod. You have to mod it to be 120.
They updated Beat Saber like a day or two after the 120 hertz thing came out.
Legitimately did not. Months afterwards, I remember me specifically going through ADB to change the max frame rate for Beat Saber on my Quest 2. Okay? No, you're wrong.
Now here's the deal. Wait, real quick. Here's the deal. Who in the hell is going to be able to buy a PlayStation 2 VR when you can't buy a fucking PS5?
And who's going to buy a PS5 when you can't buy your own groceries at this point?
Yeah, I mean, we're now over 2-year mark when the PS5 and the Series X came out. I just saw a memory on Facebook. I posted when I bought my system. I said, Jesus fucking Christ. I can't even buy a second PS5. I go
to Targets and Walmart fairly often. I still have yet to see a PS5 or an Xbox Series console in the wild.
Here's the deal. Overseas is selling them in the stores, but not in the United States. How fucked up is that?
Well,
people in the United States, we're just sick and fucked up. We're like, we love sitting on the couch and ordering from Amazon. We just love it.
Yeah, it's just you damned Americans, like over here in the true freedom country, like that fake shit you got down there. We can go into a store and buy a piece.
This guy Bruner brought up something nice. He said VR is a fad, a cool fad, but at the end of the day, a fad. It'll eventually die out and people will lose interest.
Oh yeah, I 100% agree.
Okay, I disagree.
I'm in the middle. I think VR will enter the same. I think VR is going to enter the same realm as like using a racing wheel, you know, sometimes you're gonna be like, I want to play this game. Let me get my VR headset, and then you're gonna put away. Maybe you'll be like, oh, I want to play this game. Oh, I got to get my racing wheel out. Or I'm going to play this game. I'm going to play Guitar Hero. Let me get my guitar controller out. Or I just want to play literally any other game. Let me just get my keyboard out or my controller out. Okay. It's going to enter that same realm.
The biggest issue with VR, why it is still a fad and will not be mainstream for any time soon, is the comfort.
Yes, you're 100% right. Wearing that thing's like wearing a box on your fucking head.
I would like to come back against that, because I think if we can mix AR and VR, or even if we just go augmented reality, I think there could be a way to mix the two to be mainstream.
I think augmented reality is 1,000% more a fad than VR is.
Oh yeah, 100%.
How is it? Why are you guys against me on this? Okay, don't you think? Let me just paint the picture for you. You riding down the street, man. You got your car. You 2023. You're looking clean. You turn to the left. You look at the mall, and it says you have 16 friends in there. And you find out
augmented reality is not being used.
You said my glasses are showing me.
Augmented glasses, Nick, like the Google glasses back in the day. Remember?
Here's the thing, though. Augmented reality is not being used for utility purposes. If it was being used for utility purposes, I might have a different view. But right now, 95% of augmented reality shit is for like gaming purposes, and they all suck. VR is for games. Have AR be for utility.
It is.
To have it be fast requires a lot of specs. You need to have high quality cameras. You need to have infrared. You need to have I don't remember what iPhone calls it or what
LiDAR.
Calls it.
Yeah, LiDAR. That's what I'm looking for.
Black circles, and you had to set them out in certain areas of the room so it can read the room. And there was a lot of setup. I agree.
Not ready. It will not be ready anytime soon. To be fast enough, it has to weigh a ton. Okay.
And the problem with AR too that I've found, and I haven't really tried using AR shit in a long time, but it seems to cause a lot of lag. Like, I'll be looking at my bed and I'll have like a really crappy Mario figure superimposed on my bed, and then I turn my camera and it's like
well, that's what I'm
and then my door now.
Is to have the specs for that. You have to have a ton. Like, you have to look at an image. You have to scan everything around the room. Make sure you're the exact the distance away from it. There's too much math in that.
Look at the Quest. The Quest just had a thing a few months ago where they added a thing where you could put your furniture in, and it's basically AR, and it kind of fucking blows.
What?
For that exact reason.
That is not AR.
I actually
that is backwards.
There's an AR. They have an AR implementation of it. I don't remember what the game is called.
No,
I literally backwards. I've seen that feature. That feature actually, it turns on the external cameras and then it sees the furniture around you. And I will admit, it fucks up all the time. It really doesn't work a lot of the time. But it's supposed to be able to recognize furniture, chairs, couches, and not run into it. But I agree. It is.
Anyway, the issue with AR is the exact same issue with VR, right? You need to have really fast stuff, which is really expensive and very heavy and uncomfortable to have on your head.